You're listening to another episode of the weekly InSalt podcast, which more than likely lately has not been weekly, but we're still sticking to our name.
Yeah.
I'm here with Laura. My name's Wade.
Hey, Wade.
I'm here with Laura. Hey. Here with Ches.
Hey.
And I'm here with Kurt.
Hey.
Kurt, the... let's think of a title really quick. You can be the first AD of sound.
The first AD?
Yeah.
What the hell is AD?
Assistant director.
Yeah. That's boring.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have anything.
It could also be account development.
Customer support of sound. We just keep getting worse and worse titles now because you've already been at the top for so long.
Yeah.
You know?
But last time he was the Senator of Sound?
Yeah. Yeah. Senator of Sound.
Mm-hmm.
For 321? Maybe you could be the U.S. Marshal of Sound.
Sound Specialist.
Episode 321.
321.
Yeah. There's not an O this time. I know y'all were thinking it.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. I guess we could address the reason why we're not every week all the time. I think we mentioned it in a previous show, but it's because it's difficult, number one, and I think it's more important to put out like some content that's more entertaining than... I didn't want us to become like the weekly news show for Salt Lake. You know, I don't want to just read you stories that are off of KSL or Fox 13 or something, you know?
And besides, it's summer. It's time to get out and have some fun.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and plus the news is there for sensational purposes anyway, right?
It is.
They want you to watch because they have advertisements. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to see what's going on in the news anyway because it's all political.
I don't watch the news. No.
I'll watch local news and that's, see what's happening in like the local stuff, but that's it. Other than that, forget the national, I mean, these days, if you want to... I don't know what happened to my voice right there. These days, if you want to know what's going on, just go to like Reddit or any Facebook group for your city, and then you'll always see those posts like, what was that sound at 2 in the morning?
Or my ring.
Yeah.
Did you hear that boom?
Did you hear that boom? Like, here's the ring video of the meteor that came through.
Here's another video of some guy trying to get in my door.
Yeah. Do you know this guy walking by my house? Yeah. It's okay. Not everybody's a horrible person, but definitely stay on guard. That's a smart thing to do. But not everybody's... I feel like these days, everybody's just peeking out their blinds like they're a crackhead or something, you know? Like, who's out there? And I mean, I'm guilty. I do it. I look out the front. I want to see what's going on.
Me too.
Well, you never know.
And your surroundings has gotten better since you're...
Yeah, they've gotten exponentially.
You've got new neighbors.
It was really nice to go on vacation without having to worry about it. Or at least come home to like some crazy shit.
Right.
Always something. But unfortunately, that can't be a piece of content for the show anymore. You know, like we don't come into the studios like, we just have to call the cops on the neighbors. Here's that story. But it has been. I've got a problem with the weather this year.
I do too,
and I'm upset about it. So I'm going to vent it. For whatever reason this year, the hot weather is following me around. And Kurt can attest to this. It's not just me making shit up. We went to St. George. How long ago was that? Like
about 3
weeks, about a month ago.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks.
And that's before everything started getting that warm. We get down into St. George, it's like 111. So we're in St. George, we're fine with it, but then 100 degrees every day while we're there. And then we get back and it's kind of hot in the valley here. And I'm looking at the weather and I know I'm going to California, and I look at the forecast in California. When I land in Sacramento, 111.
I said I didn't even know it got that hot up there.
It doesn't usually. In Sacramento, I think it does get pretty hot, but I was going northern California in a small town called Willits, and it was over 100 degrees there almost every single day. And I was talking to my friends, and I was like, is this normal for this this time of year? And they're like, no. It's never like consistently above 100. Maybe you get like a day or two throughout the summertime, but never like this. And it was just blistering hot.
And while you were gone, we were in the low 90s?
No, that's cool. Just have all the cool weather while I'm gone.
Like low 90s is cool.
I mean, better than 105.
True.
One thing that it was interesting is Willits is like 45 minutes away from the coast, and the temperature difference is insane. It was 105 in Willits and 65 on the coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
that
quite
drastic.
Different.
The one thing that was good is when it cools down at night in California, it's a little humid, so you actually get like down into the 60s, which is nice. In Salt Lake, you guys all know, it cools down to like 80. You know, it doesn't even feel like it. There's not even a cool breeze. It's still just hot wind. Not as bad as Vegas.
And you came back to Salt Lake, and we're going to have what for the
100
rest of the
degree
week?
temperature for the rest of the week. So sorry. Apparently, this is all my fault. I apologize to Mother Nature for whatever I did. But it's my fault that there's hot temperatures. So, yeah. Take it or leave it.
Well, we're not Death Valley hot, though.
Death Valley actually reached a new record, 134, I think, or 135.
Something like that, yeah.
Might have been more. I just saw that they were forecasted for 134, which is why nobody lives there. I saw that people's blinds were melting in Phoenix.
Really?
Inside their house. Like and I don't know, maybe they were cheap blinds, but they melt. It's so hot that blinds are melting.
Oh, man.
That's kind of an interesting thing to think about because now we're entering the era of, climate change, right? And it's getting hotter. And we've designed products like siding and blinds and patio furniture to withstand a certain temperature. You're like,
and no longer does.
As a manufacturer, you're never like,
your roof's on fire, dude.
Your shingles are melting off. But as a manufacturer, you're probably never thinking about, like, you think about temperature thresholds. I think it would be pretty reasonable to be like, if our plastic melts at like 135, that's probably okay.
That's
like I can't imagine it getting to 135, and then now you're looking back going, oh shit.
Well, you got to also remember though, it's getting that reflective heating though too, coming off of you said on the asphalt or the cement or whatever, so it's going to get a little bit hotter.
Just remember this rule, because I saw this broken on my travels numerous times. If you don't want to put your bare feet on the pavement, don't walk your dog on it.
True.
Because they have feelings in their paws too.
Yes.
And it burns them just like it burns you. Maybe that little more resilient.
Pick them up and carry them to the grass.
Or get little booties. You know?
We're little booties. Yeah.
If your dog will accept those. Doggy flip-flops. There's a business idea.
Yes.
Is it like kitten mittens?
Kitten mittens, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes.
I'm just kind of wondering how long the hot temperatures are going to go, because we're just barely in July. Happy 4th of July, everybody, by the way. Hope it was great. Hope nobody lost an eye or a finger.
It is only 5 months until Christmas, though.
And if you got it on video, send it to us.
Yeah, Costco had already put out the Christmas stuff. Yeah, if you got a video of somebody losing an eye or a finger, send it on over. We'll play the audio. On the air. That'll be, as long as you're okay with it. It depends on how bad it is. I can just see some crazy submissions already. But one thing with the heat and how wet, I think a lot of places had a wet springtime. We got a little bit, but not much. I feel like drier than normal here. But man, on the coast, I got eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah, your legs.
My legs are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm itching. I was just itching them right now, thinking about.
Scratching.
I know. I should have brought the cortisone stick down here. Oh man, it's gonna be a long hour.
Okay, here's the question though: was it worse than strawberry in 2020?
Nothing will ever be worse than that. I'm sure there are things worse than that, but that was the worst bug experience I've ever had. Did we talk about it on the show?
Was I on that trip?
No.
Okay.
I have scars from that trip still.
Yeah.
I bet. Mentally and physically.
Yes, both. All of the above. I don't know if we've talked about it. If we have, I'll give the Cliff Notes version. But basically, we went camping in, what was it, like early July? Or was it early June?
No, it was midsummer.
Okay, midsummer, up at Strawberry. And it happened to be at the time that, like, I call them black flies, but they're probably deer flies. Or something.
Yeah,
horse flies.
Biting flies.
No, they weren't the big ones. They weren't like the big horse flies. They were the small black ones.
I think they were deer flies.
I think they were deer flies, but they were spawning. And we got out, we set up our tent and everything.
I would have left.
And we were mad at the bugs, but then once we got everything set up, now we're stuck for like, I think 3 days or something. That we went for 4 days. And you'd wake up in the morning, you'd get out of your tent, and then you'd get eaten alive. Mm-hmm. And we were wearing hoodies, long sleeves, long pants, and they would get underneath into your ankles, around your ankles and your wrists.
And your ears.
Your ears. Yeah, it would get so bad that in the middle of the day, I would just go to the tent just to lay out of the bugs, just to get out of it for a second.
I definitely would have gone home.
And we were there with Brian and Adam, which they've been on the show before.
Adam hasn't, but Brian.
Adam hasn't? Okay,
no,
yeah.
Not yet.
And, Marty's been on the show, but they were sitting around camping like it was nothing. They definitely have, like, more tolerance for that than I do. They were just sitting around covered in bugs, like, it's no big deal. But, and you were okay, but you had your trailer there, too, didn't you?
I didn't have mine. I think I was staying in Adam's
trailer. So you could get out of it in the trailer, but... So bug experiences are the worst.
I have a bug experience I can tell you about.
Hit me with it.
So this is a long time ago, but Me and some friends, went out to Blue Lake, I think it was, in Nevada. It's 30 minutes south of Wendover, and it's where I got scuba certified.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's what we were doing out there, is go diving. And we get out there, and it's swampy. It's dry, and some places are muddy, and it's just swampy.
So perfect breeding ground.
Yeah. And we get out there and getting everything ready, and there were horse flies, the big bastards.
Those hurt.
They come and they bite you, and they take a piece of you. And
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, and it hurts like a son of a bitch. And so I got bit maybe once or twice, and one of my other buddies, he got bit once or twice, but this other guy that we brought with us, he was getting bitten quite a bit. And we figured out real quick that the horse flies were flying really low to the ground, right? So they would only come after your lower legs. So we just wrapped our towels around our legs, and
Yeah,
like
you're good.
like when you get out of the shower, you know.
Yeah. I don't mean no. Do you wrap your towel around your legs when you get out?
Around your waist, so it goes down your legs. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's what we did, and covered up our legs, and we were fine. But this guy could not grasp that concept. He was swatting
You
away.
just let him suffer?
Yeah, we were watching him. He's just, goddamn son of a fucking bitch, fly. Swatting him, trying to get... and it just wouldn't stop for him. And we're leaning up against the truck going...
Should we tell him?
Yeah, should we?
We're like, hey, do this. And he's like, no, fuck that. And then he got mad and got in the truck. Because I'm just going to get in the truck. Gets in the truck. Well, inside the truck, it's like 150 degrees.
Yeah.
And probably flies in there, too, from when he opened the door.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get any flies, but he was only in the truck for like 2 minutes getting out. So that's fucking hot as shit in there.
That's what makes it miserable with those, like the bugs, is when it's so bad that you just need to escape, but it's still hot. So you're kind of just at the mercy of it. I guess we could have left, but it's like once you get up camping, I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
like that's
true.
part of camping, is just dealing with it and figuring it out. It might suck. And I remember that trip, we tried everything, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We tried super like crazy high levels of deep.
I think
we
I had
tried
deep
off.
100.
We
That
tried.
stuff doesn't work.
We tried like essential oil stuff to get rid of it. That didn't work. Like nothing worked. We had like every bug fighting thing at our disposal, and none of it worked.
Yes, that just happened, because I actually also just went on a camping trip, and I went to Tamarack Lake in the northern Sierras. So it's about 40 miles south of South Lake Tahoe. And met a bunch of friends out there. And so they went and found the spot before I got there. My one buddy called me like the next day after they got there. And he's like, bring bug spray. He's like, it's bad.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm headed back into town to buy all the bug spray they have, type of deal. So, and then he sends me a text message. He's like, I just had mosquito repellent being delivered to your house today from Amazon. Bring it. So I get out there and I asked him, I first saw him, I'm like, okay, like, how bad are the bugs really? He's like, they're bad. I'm like, oh, worse than strawberries. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was bad. I mean, but it was
Did
basically
the bug spray work?
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
bug spray. Well,
You just have to keep reapplying it,
Exactly.
which sucks when you're camping because you're already getting dirty, and by putting bug spray on, you're
And
just
then you
allowing
forget,
dirt to
and
get.
if you like rub your face or
oh yeah. So yeah, it was
Eyes are
basically
burning.
yeah.
first thing you do when you get up is apply the bug spray. But it was nice in the afternoon because usually we were right on the water, so there would be a breeze that would keep the bugs away. But
You know what we should
Yeah.
invest in is a screen, like a screen room, big screen room.
That would be nice, but it's just more shit to set up.
Yeah,
It
but,
is.
but it would keep the bugs off you.
You could get like the bug bodysuit, like a beekeeper's outfit.
That's funny.
It'd be too hot, though, I
Yeah.
think.
hey, it's all mesh, so you get the breeze blowing through it. And
Until you like catch it on a twig and then
Exactly.
rips it open. Now you're
Yeah.
just keeping the bugs in, which would be our luck,
Yeah.
Any one of us, that would totally be our luck. Hey, man, I'm protecting myself from the bugs. And you rip it open and you're like, now the bugs just are inside.
Damn it.
But we haven't done a camping trip yet this year.
We haven't.
At least
I
not
think
together.
Not together. We usually have something that we do, and I'm sure we will, but
Yeah,
busy
we haven't
now.
had one.
busy now that we're doing, like, we're trying to do more activities to share with you guys from the podcast when we don't have a guest. And when we do have a guest, we're trying to, hold out for those ones that we're really looking for these days. And that takes some time, but I think we're planning on going to a demolition derby.
In August, right?
In August, yep. And we'll be at the beer fest, of course. If you want to come find us, we're easy to spot.
We'll be wearing the weekly InSalt shirts.
Yep, it's not hard to find.
Well, we have the Idaho trip in October, but that's after summer.
Yeah. That's a concert thing too, which, we did have the one summer of concerts. That was exhausting.
Yeah.
But fun.
The endless summer.
I don't know how people go to so many concerts. I like concerts, but man, I can't do one like every week.
No, me either.
Or every 2 weeks.
I've been to 2 this year.
I get sick of the crowds.
Well,
Yeah,
I think you can buy a season pass to USANA.
Dude, well, yeah, why would you buy anything to there? USANA
True.
sucks.
Or whatever it's called now.
Like $61 for 3 beers or something.
Yeah. Well, it's a season pass, but it's $20. It doesn't get you into all of the
It's
concerts,
just like
though.
discount tickets.
Yeah. Or, yeah. The ones that aren't sold out or
and it's just grass.
big names.
We usually also spend our time one day a year at Lagoon, but I think we're not going to do that this year.
I cannot do Lagoon this year.
What, your back wouldn't handle
back
the wild?
would
We
not
would put you
handle-
right on the
yeah.
wild mouse.
No.
I mean, we could do.
I'm
we
still
could do
healing.
it, but it's just going to cost full price.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's crazy to me that Lagoon has the monopoly here, kind of, and there's not enough. I don't think there's enough people to warrant a Six Flags. That's crazy.
It's
Close.
getting there.
It's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna get a baseball team, we might as well have a Six Flags.
Exactly.
But $100 to get in for a day pass, pretty much now at Lagoon, right?
That's why I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah,
Whereas I
it's
think
95.
the closest Six Flags that you can go to is like $50.
Yeah.
That's just a
closest one is in Colorado, right?
Have fun, then you're going to spend a few hundred.
Yeah, the closest one's in Colorado.
I think so. Yeah.
You got to get the asshole pass.
The fast pass, straight to the front of the line.
Yeah, let's call it the asshole.
The ass pass.
$92.95 plus taxes.
I remember when a season pass cost that much. $100 for a season
Yeah,
pass back
way
in
back.
the day. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yep, no rides for me.
Excuse me. Yeah, you're back. It's getting better though.
It is getting better.
Yeah.
No.
You're gained like an inch
Gained an inch.
in height.
In height, yep.
Do you feel like now that you've had your back surgery, you have better posture?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So
I
4
mean,
weeks in.
Was
So
it worth it?
Oh, yeah.
If
Definitely.
somebody else is having back pain, what would you suggest?
I would suggest do it if it's causing nerve damage, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I graduated today. No more.
Michael. We
no
called it
more-
Michelangelo
Yeah.
for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
It's a
the
turtle shell.
Yeah, turtle shell.
basically. Well, you sure did a good job at trying to screw your back up.
I
after you
did.
got the surgery done.
Okay, question for you.
Okay.
How much do you think a day pass is to Disneyland?
Wow.
$382.
Just a normal day pass, no fast pass, no
fast
special
pass.
privileges.
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't know. 180.
It's probably not even over.
180.
Maybe $100
Wade's the closest, $96
Oh,
to Disneyland.
That's Disneyland, and I think of
and
all
Lagoon is $92.50
Yeah.
and taxes.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah, it's almost the same price to go to the Lagoon for the day as it is to go to Disneyland for the day.
The crazy thing about Lagoon too, which I didn't know, is that they don't buy any pre-boxed cookie cutter rides. Right? They aren't like the other theme parks where they just go say, "I want this ride," like the Superman ride or whatever, and then they just place it down on their property. They work with all of the manufacturers to build custom rides.
Huh,
So
didn't
that's
know
why,
that.
like the latest ride that they have, what's it called?
The primordial.
Primordial. That's why it took so long for them to build and test and get it running, is because it's all proprietary for Lagoon, which is cool. But at the same time, I mean, $100 steep.
Yeah.
But, and that's just
it
for
draws people in from
everywhere. Yeah.
to go.
It's been around for a long time. I think a while back there's probably in one of the episode titles you can scroll down and find
Yeah.
it that we talked about Lagoon.
I think
It's
we
like the
talked about it with the amusement park guys.
Yes.
1920s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. Started out as just like a little park thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the Beach Boys
And a
even sing
concert,
about
right?
it in one of their songs.
Did the Beach Boys really?
Yeah.
They do?
They sing about Lagoon here in Utah.
Do you know what song it is?
Let me look it up.
That's
I did
crazy.
not know that.
I know the Beach Boys played at Lagoon. Like
Oh,
way
yeah, they
back
love
in
the place.
day. Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Beach Boys, the first time I ever went to the Stadium of Fire was for the Beach Boys, and Have you guys seen what happened at the Stadium of Fire this year?
Yeah, there were some missile strikes on the crowds.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Crazy.
cool. Like a
Oh,
cheerleader,
yes.
they almost got blown up.
No, there was people in just the stands, dude. Like during the flyover, 2 errant fireworks went into the crowd, and there's a video of the guy that got hit was taking a video at the time, and he looks down and he's got a hole burnt in his shirt, and it looks like he's got a paintball welt.
Oh shit!
You know, it's crazy. But if you haven't been to the Stadium of Fire, it's cool. Like the biggest fireworks show in Utah by far.
Yeah, somebody messed that one up though.
Oh, the song's actually called Salt Lake City.
No way.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Cue this up, Kurt. We got to hear
I
it.
don't know if I've ever.
Maybe you can go into. Oh, I need to give you just like access to my Google Music.
Who's it? Who is it? The Beatles?
Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
Salt Lake City.
They wrote a whole. I can't
When
believe
was
I'm
it
just
written?
finding out about this.
When was it written?
It really
1965,
is.
July
It really is a
5th.
song.
Oh, here's the 2001 remastered.
Oh, it got remastered. That's how good it is.
Down in Utah, the guys and I dig a city called Salt Lake.
What?
It's got the
Why do I?
prettiest kids, that's why we never get tired of Salt Lake.
It's actually one of the. I think it's a big hit of theirs.
It could be.
Kids talk so cool.
Where's the lyrics?
Oh, I'm playing this at the bar later.
Dude, we have to. It's like a requirement. If they have Beach Boys license.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Where's the lagoon?
Let's see when it got released.
July 5th, 1965.
In 65?
They just said it.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
No.
It's full of all kinds of girls and rides, and we'll be flying there soon.
Oh, yeah. There's a park near the city. Yeah, all the kids dig the lagoon.
Girl, they've got the cutest of the western states.
Hey, he's not lying.
Sun in the summer,
You know, that is one of the things that, like, is like a stereotypical Utah thing, is that Utah has really pretty women. I mean, let's not get fully copyright strikes.
Yeah.
At least we talked over it, I guess. Sorry,
Yeah.
Beach Boys.
Yeah.
But I did write the Beach Boys a letter when I was a kid that now exists in a scrapbook, and they wrote me back.
They did?
They did. You know what? That would be a cool... I will do that on an episode.
Okay.
Mom, if you're listening, find the letter that I wrote and then remind me about it when I come down there, and I'll read it on the air.
Okay.
Would that be a bad time for Mom to tell you that she forged the note?
No, and I even if she did, it's still awesome. But it wasn't, because I remember that I like hand wrote it, and it was a big deal to me because I listened to the Beach Boys on tape like all the time. And I remember sending it off, and then it came back with like a hand typed. It was a typed letter, so I'm sure that it was a standard fan response for the day. But and then I think they signed it or something. I don't know. Maybe
that's
they didn't.
cool.
But yeah. You never know what will happen. Like, write your favorite musician and see what happens.
Yeah.
One time I called this is a funny story. I'm a little embarrassing. When I worked downtown, I would go buy these like microwavable meals, and they were so good that I'm like, on the back it's like comments or suggestions, email this email address. And so I was like, dude, I just want you guys to know this shit rules. And like, I buy it all the time for lunch. You guys are doing a great thing. Just because I was bored.
Yeah.
I got back a coupon to get like a case of 30.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, cool, thanks for reaching out. Here's a bunch of coupons. And so
That's
I just
funny.
ate them for the next
So
month.
what were they?
It was like microwave, like Asian meals, like pho. And then I think it was like Annie, or like something Annie. I want to say something microwave Asian meals. But I was like, these are so good.
I can't believe you
It's like
wrote
pho
that.
and stuff. Dude, I called Doc. So I've always done this. And it's funny because I can't believe that nobody has. Like, I called Dr. Pepper when I was bored at work one day, because it's like, because we were having a debate over what flavor is Dr. Pepper. Like, nobody knows. Like, if I asked you what flavor is Dr. Pepper, what would you say? It's
Dr.
just
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
I know
but then
prunes in there.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. I called them up and I said, they're like, this is Dr. Pepper hotline. How can we help you? And I said, you know what? I know that you've got like a number of ingredients in Dr. Pepper, but
23.
what's the flavor? And they said, well, we can't tell you exactly what's in it, but we are obligated legally to tell you that it has prunes.
Yeah.
Because I guess some people are allergic to prunes, but...
And they make you shit.
Oh, yeah. But nobody minds shitting out a good Dr. Pepper shit.
We used to heat up Dr. Pepper and drink it hot.
That's a flaming Dr. Pepper.
What in the fuck?
When we were little. Yeah, we used to heat it up on the stove and drink it hot.
That's as crazy as the Beach Boys writing a song about Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a thing.
What?
Heating up Dr. Pepper.
Well, we did it when I was little.
There's an
so-
ad. It's for. Oh yeah, you got to look this up, Kurt, because
Why?
this is gonna be good audio. Just look up hot Dr. Pepper ad.
Yeah, we used to heat it up all the time.
It looks like it was for. Maybe we did touch on this before. This kind of seems vaguely familiar.
Hot Dr. Pepper from the 1960s.
Oh yeah, ad block is
Ad
really
block.
getting our business. There it is, that first video right there.
This one.
Yeah, click it. Let's see what it says.
That's like an 8-minute video. I know that.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, a little lemon in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It
This
was a
better
thing.
just be the commercial. It better not be like this guy telling us about it.
It is.
Damn it. Oh, tasting history with Max Miller. Okay, that's fine.
Wanna
Max
hear it?
Miller is good. Yeah.
Everyone loves a warm beverage around the holidays. Cup of cocoa, mulled wine, hot Dr. Pepper.
What?
Yes, in the late 1960s, the holiday beverage of choice was hot Dr. Pepper. This time on Drinking History.
You could really hear the fact that he had no sound dampening.
Yeah.
The back of.
So last week I posted this vintage ad for hot Dr. Pepper, and
Pause it
the
real quick.
reaction was
4 distinctive hot Dr. Pepper cups as illustrated with bronze anodized aluminum handles. Only $2.25 postage prepaid. So they're advertising the cups.
Dude, I wish I would have gotten one. When
Those
I
are
was
probably
little.
collectible items now.
Oh, that's funny.
Huh.
I wonder if we write them and send them $2.25 if we'll still get one.
Did you ever buy the
Maybe.
Did you ever
See?
buy the
Now you're thinking like me.
Right?
Did you ever buy the green goblets with the gold rim from Arby's?
No.
I didn't even know they had that.
Oh, yeah.
I still have
Oh,
some of the
yeah.
McDonald's Coca-Cola glasses that they gave out for a while.
I worked at Arby's when that was a thing, and the green holiday glasses, those were.
We should just do a whole Kurt at Arby's episode.
Oh man.
Do you think you have enough stories you could fill an hour with
Oh,
just
yeah.
Arby's
Oh,
shit?
yeah.
Okay.
So see, yeah, it was really a thing.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I did not believe you. Now we're gonna do that. You know what? As our obligation as the weekly insult, since
We have to try it.
we have to try hot Dr. Pepper.
I really want to send in $2.25 and
Do it and see if they.
See if
well,
I
look
get
up
one.
to see if the PO box still exists.
oh, true. Oh, it's not there.
Actually, call the hotline on the back of a Dr. Pepper and ask them if you can get one of these cups. Maybe they've got a warehouse of them just sitting
I bet
around.
they do. I bet they
They're
do.
like, yeah, sure.
They have a warehouse full of that shit. Yeah, they're there.
Are they irradiated?
No.
You remember they used to have that like fancy.
I want some of that glass.
that glass that's like made
Oh,
with
the-
uranium.
The uranium glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to start a collection on
Is
that.
this
but
the
there's
green?
a lot of fake shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. You got to get a Geiger counter. Is this the green goblet?
Yeah, it's this one right here.
Oh, so it's just like a green glass that looks like it was probably used in a chuckarama at one point.
Yeah, that's what it looks
A
like.
fancy chuckarama glass.
But yeah, people come in and buy those. They were like $2 each. Back then, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what all this talking about glasses reminds me of? Reminds me of Oktoberfest.
Oh,
Because I was pulling out all of my, usually every time I go to Oktoberfest I always get the mug, and then as I was pulling them out of the cupboard I realized like how much the shrinkflation has happened with like the
the
mugs up
size
there.
of them.
Yeah, like the first mug I got that has Oktoberfest on it is like a full big stein. You know?
Well, they got different options.
They do have different options now. And then I remember, like, I think the last one I got was like the plastic one, and I think that's not because it's all they offered. I think that's because the price of it
Yeah.
Oh
is
yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I used to collect the new mug they would release every year for Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that was fun, and they had wine glasses too that you could do. They might still do all of this,
But then after a while, they stopped doing a special glass for every year.
yeah,
I think the first year they didn't do that was COVID, if I remember.
man, COVID.
Now I know
changed
it's
so
up
much.
before that.
Did it?
So,
Well,
because I'd go up there and go up like the first week. What, you don't have a new 2016 mug or 2018 mug? Oh no, we're not doing those anymore.
you know what? We got a shot glass. Remember, my family got a shot glass that says Winter Olympics 2002, and it's just sitting up on a shelf. And I'm like, I bet one day that's going to be collectible. Like somebody collected all the like Utah
The pins.
Olympic
I have
paraphernalia.
one. I have a Olympics champagne flute.
I bet that's awesome.
It's cool.
I
It's
gotta
like,
see that.
yeah, I'll show it to you.
Along that note too, apparently they're going to do a free watch party for the announcement of the 2034 Olympics. Somewhere I just briefly read it, but if you want to go see if Salt Lake gets selected, you can look that up and go watch it for free somewhere
I still
here.
have my my 2002 production pass. It's got a bunch of pins on it.
Dude, keep that.
Yeah.
Like
I
people
have all of my
people
stuff,
collect
too.
pins like that and
I have
weird
all my
stuff.
pins too because I worked for the phone company back then.
Say, still got a brand new beret still in the bag somewhere.
That reminds me of like it's weird how things like that become popular. Like there's a documentary on Amazon, I think, or maybe it was Netflix, but it's about the Rat Fink. Do you know what that is? So when muscle cars started
Down
becoming,
in Manti.
I don't know if it was from Manti or not.
Yeah,
but
he. I can't remember the artist's name.
I can't off the top of my head.
He
either.
lived in Manti.
Okay.
And retired there and lived there until he died, and his wife still lives there. And every year they do the Rat Fink reunion, and it's in Manti.
Okay.
So what is a Rat Fink?
So when they started, originally it started because he was an artist, and him and all of his friends were really into cars. He said that he failed like everything in school except for like art and auto shop, you know. And so after World War II, all of these old Model A Fords and stuff were just getting sold or traded in for all these new cars that were coming out, and him and his buddies would go buy them for cheap, turn them into
Smart.
these rat rods, you know, and
Smart.
like modify them, and then they'd go out to like the Salt Flats or somewhere and they'd race, you know. But then Mickey Mouse and Disneyland opened, and he was seeing all these commercials for Mickey Mouse, so he drew this character called Rat Fink, which is basically the most grotesque version of Mickey Mouse he could think of. And it became like a thing in the car industry that changed.
Really?
It changed a ton of cultures.
You recognize like Big
Yeah.
Green,
Here, I'll show you right here.
Big Green Mouse.
Like this guy?
Yeah, it doesn't look familiar.
Oh, okay. Do you know what we're talking about, Kurt?
Yeah, pull up an image of Rat Fink.
We're really putting Kurt to work today. He's
Right?
not happy about it.
He just did a cutover.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it, guys.
He's like, we need to go to break. But it was cool watching the documentary because they all would start their little groups, you know, and then he would start he was the first one to put a design on a T-shirt. And so after that, like all of the T-shirt companies started doing like printed tees with
Oh, that's cool.
designs. Because it's cool art, you know, like, and then he came out with these characters where kids were getting all excited. So like these characters where they're, suck my exhaust, you know, it's one of the characters, and then you could buy
I don't know what the hell I just did.
I think you scrolled
I
to
didn't.
increase the zoom.
Another.
Looks a lot like Ren and
Yeah,
Stimpy
dude.
characters.
Yeah,
Little
they
bit,
kind of
yeah.
are, yeah. But he changed like culture in the sense of like art being a huge part of like this motor culture.
And his name was Ed Roth.
Ed Roth, and then he started designing like rat rods to be more and more unique.
Oh,
and I
this
think
one.
he was
This
one
one's
of
the
the
most familiar.
yeah. He was the first person to use fiberglass, I think, to create like a different body style on a car. And he just released all these cars that are, I mean, there's the Ed Roth Museum, right? Or something.
Yeah, which is in Manti.
Yeah,
so
which is in Manti.
maybe that ought to be one of our adventures.
Let's do it. I think that would be sweet.
And we could stop at that Mount Pleasant bar.
Again? I'm only stopping in there if that guy's going to give me half a cow.
Yeah.
Half a cow.
Yeah, I need some meat for the winter. Let's take a break.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back in just a few moments. And we're back. The weekly InSalt, episode 321. Talking about the Rat Fink. And then I totally forgot that your last name is Fink.
Yes.
So maybe you could get in the museum for a discount. I don't know.
Maybe.
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
Probably not. But it's not worth it. It's
True.
It wouldn't hurt to ask.
We'll go check it out and we'll let you guys know. Because that's something that would be cool to do. We'll go there so that if it's not cool, you don't have to go. But if I had to guess, it's going to be cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I did find out that one trail that I wanted to take us on up American Fork Canyon,
Yeah.
it's closed for the summer, for
Why?
the year. Road damage.
All right.
That's not going to
Heavy
stop
sigh.
me.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we'll go
get-
around the sign.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
We probably shouldn't have gone on that one trail that we went on.
There was no sign at the bottom
There
saying
was
you
no
couldn't
sign
go.
at the bottom, but it got sketchy in a couple places.
It did.
But we did it. And then we started talking about chainsaws, and that old guy in the Mount Pleasant bar had a lot to say about chainsaws.
Oh, yeah.
But we mentioned, I guess, a little bit. We touched on the trips we went on. One thing that I did enjoy is seeing fireworks on the coast, because I've never seen that before, and it was pretty cool. One thing, though, was that there's usually in Utah, there's always a slight breeze, like up above the tree line. That day on the coast, there was no breeze, so all of the fireworks smoke just stayed where it was at, so it kind of obscured a lot of the fireworks. And I was stoked for the finale, because my favorite part of a fireworks show is the big reports that they do at the very end. They didn't have any of them.
They didn't.
No, and I'm wondering if it's because it's like a kind of an older retiree town, and people complain like, we don't want the loud boom. But I don't know.
That's
last
triggering
long.
too much PTSD.
Some guy comes running out with an AK-47 just shooting in the air. I did say that for Midvale they do a fireworks show for the 24th, and we always try to make it. Is it the 24th or
it's
Harvest
not.
Day?
It's Harvest Day.
Shit.
Yeah.
But that's coming up here soon.
Yeah, for Harvest Days they do it, and it is awesome, because to give you context, when I was at the coast, we were on this bridge that went over a river that connects to the ocean, but we're like thousands of yards away from the fireworks, so it was cool, but it's like you don't really feel them. If you go to the Harvest Days in Midvale, they basically, you have like 50 yards between you and where they're launching them.
Dude, we were
and
getting
it's
hit
cool.
with shrapnel.
Yeah, and it's
Last
loud.
year.
You feel it in your chest. That's my favorite part of a fireworks show.
Yes, the Harvest Days is the 29th through the 3rd
There you go.
Of July?
of July.
What day is the fireworks, does it say?
Probably
Probably that Saturday. It's probably over.
Fireworks, Saturday, August 3rd.
Yeah. We got to go to that.
I was just going to say, you'll probably know where you can find us on the 3rd.
Yep. It's always a fun time. It was cool to go to the coast. I love the ocean because I think I grew up here, so we don't have it. And if anybody tries to say, well, you know, the Great Salt Lake was an ocean. No, it stinks.
It's different.
It's stinky and it's muddy.
It's
Gross.
not anything like an ocean.
No, it used to be Lake Bonneville, and I don't even think that was saltwater.
I don't think so either, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I did get a really cool view flying out of Salt Lake of the Great Salt Lake, and it was cool to see the water finally flowing. Like, I know it's flowed for a while over the railroad causeway.
The causeway?
Oh, yeah.
It was cool, and it's also really interesting to see the different colors that the Great Salt Lake has to offer. There were some really interesting bright colors.
I can imagine.
And I love looking out there playing. I always get a window seat on the airplane.
Yeah.
I have to. I got lucky on both flights, too, because nobody sat in the middle seat,
Nice.
which was sweet. But I like looking out the window because flying to Sacramento, you fly past the, like, I think it's the Air Force. It's not Dugway Proving Grounds, but that's further north, like basically west of Antelope Island behind the mountains there. There's another place you could see all the bomb craters and stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool.
If you're sitting on the right side of the plane.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the right side. But I had a great time in California. It was interesting to experience the temperature change from 105 to 65 going down to the coast. But I just love the ocean. Went to see some tide pools. Have you ever done
really?
that?
I haven't. At least not that I can recall.
Never been tide pooling? Oh my gosh.
What is it?
So when the
Tide goes
tide
out.
recedes, it goes out. It basically leaves a bunch of seawater up on these rocky parts of the shore, and they are like where the water can't drain. There's these pools, and all the creatures that are in the ocean get stuck in them until the
Oh.
tide comes up. So you get to see like
Little creatures?
crabs running around,
Yeah.
the starfish, and it's cool because you can get up really close to them. So that was fun. But I think overall it was just a hot trip, you know. But go if you ever get a chance to see a tide pool, go do it. Go out of your way to do it. It's fun. And if you have kids, they will
They
be,
will
bu-
love
they will
it.
be
Oh,
busy
yeah.
all day, all day. Just make sure they don't get eaten by the tide when it comes back in.
Yeah.
How did your camping trip go? Because you were gone for a long. How many days did you go for?
Was it 8 nights?
Wow.
That's a long camping trip.
camping trip.
Yeah. But, you know, it was 600 miles one way to get there.
Yeah.
So
How many hours drive? Like
10,
10, yeah.
11, you know, dragging the trailer. And there were some areas just got a huge headwind and was like, well, it's not worth going
at
60 miles an hour and getting 2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
So I'll just slow it down to 45 and get 12 miles to the gallon.
So tell me about your camping spot because I want to judge it.
Yeah.
So I wish I could put the photos up. I'll show you guys after. So we were right on Lake Tamarack.
Okay.
I mean,
How close to the water was your camp spot?
like our fire pit,
Yeah.
like the edge of the water wasn't from me to you from our fire pit.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So
That's like, what, 3 feet?
yeah. And I mean, when I got there, it was almost like the wire, like when the tide would come in a little bit on that, like it was basically touching the back of the fire pit.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we were right.
Did you do some fishing?
I even had a fishing license, but there was
That's
no
true.
fish in Tamarack Lake,
Okay.
so we couldn't really fish there. And
Why isn't there fish there?
they just, because I guess it's actually
Did humans ruin it?
no, because I guess it's a kind of like a reservoir, and they ended up draining it throughout the year.
Okay.
So and everyone is telling us, from the locals in that area, saying this is the fullest it's been in.
Yeah, California, everything
Like-
was full. It was
Like
really
this is
cool.
the fullest this lake's been in, like as long as they can remember.
Yeah.
There's normally like a sandbar, like it's almost like two little lakes, and like this is.
That's cool.
And then everyone kept coming by like, "Oh, you guys got the best spot in the lake."
Get out of here.
But it was, because I've got my Jeep and I've got an off-road trailer. So there's a buddy of mine who's got this, same trailer.
Yeah.
And we had people stopping by. They're like, "How did you guys get your trailers back here?"
Very carefully.
Very carefully and skilled driving.
Didn't rip. Did you rip off your shit pipe?
But I did find a new incredible camp dinner.
Okay, that's the next
So-
question I have.
Yeah,
is
I had
everybody
that
has
too.
great camp food while they're camping.
Yeah, so we did a lot of easy things. We did, like chili verde, pulled pork.
Stuff that you can kind of prep before.
Yeah, basically everything we did was prepped before, and it was like frozen, then show up and just kind of reheat. I mean, then you get a better meal, and it's easy. So like, you've been out partying all day or whatever. It's like, oh, well, now I got to cook all this shit.
You basically just warm it up and you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I did one. Found this. So it's kind of like it's a foil dinner basically.
Okay, I love tinfoil.
Me too.
Tinfoil dinners
Yeah.
are the best.
But it's so you do cubed chicken.
Okay, interesting choice.
Yeah.
Low fat content.
Then you do like red bell peppers,
Okay.
like some jalapeno,
Okay.
onion, ranch seasoning mix.
Okay. So
Salt.
it's like ranch chicken now. I
Yeah,
get
so
it. Okay.
ranch, and then some
Spicy
cream.
ranch chicken.
True.
Yeah, you
Mud butt.
could. Yeah, a little spicy. Depending on how hot your jalapenos are, the ones I ended up getting weren't spicy at all. So, but then just kind of mix it all together. A little cream cheese, a little cheddar cheese, and
Dang,
That sounds good.
Sounds really.
it was really good.
Yeah.
So, and then we just, we had one of those camp chefs with a griddle on it.
It's almost like a fajita tinfoil dinner kind of, which sounds great. I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
Yeah.
You could do that camping.
Yeah, you could, and then you could
Super
actually, if you could take a tortilla and then just kind of
Toss it
spoon
on.
it out on
Toss
the
it in,
tortilla.
yeah.
That's course on the coals
That's
or
a
something.
great idea
Get
for
a
a
little
camping
smoky
trip.
flavor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just did ours right on the griddle on the camp chef with with the dome over it, just to kind of make it like a little oven. And
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Does sound
Love
awesome.
my camping food. It's like the reason you go camping is number one, to be away from everything.
Yeah, and
then
food.
to eat. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we ate incredibly well on this
Yeah.
trip. Great meals.
What else did you have?
So then I did, pulled pork.
Did
So
you bust out your camp chef?
I didn't take mine. My buddy brought
Okay.
his. So, I mean, for 4 or 5 of us, it's not worth having 2 of these monster camp chefs.
Right.
Sure.
And the extra weight and dragging 600 miles. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but so I did chili verde. I did pulled pork sandwiches with a homemade root beer barbecue sauce.
Root beer.
Yes,
That seems like it would work, right?
gotta
You've
hear
had
about
it.
this.
You're right. I have had it.
Yeah.
And it is delicious. That was in the squeeze bottle.
yes.
Yep, it's delicious.
So
There's one place that I got to remember before I bring this up to Kurt, because Kurt's going to lose his mind. And I didn't get a chance to stop there. But on my way back to Sacramento, there's a place that just sells a shitload of pickled products. Everything you can think of.
Nice.
Let me see if I can find it. It's like I guess they're known for that, and I thought about stopping and getting a bunch of stuff shipped back. Like, I don't really want to put 6 jars of pickles in my
Right.
carry-on or in my checked bag, because they're just going to chuck that around.
yeah,
You know, but let me see. It's right outside of Sacramento.
It's like the Pickle Barn or something, isn't it?
It's called, starts with a G, I want to say. Granzella's. Here it is. It's called.
I bet you can order online.
Yeah, you can. That's Cindy was telling me, like, order online. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. We didn't stop here, but like, I want to show Kurt the picture of just the pickles that they had. Check that out, dude.
Oh shit.
I was looking at the picture like, I'm gonna buy all that stuff.
Granzella's Restaurant and Delicatessen.
Yeah. And speaking of like camp food, you know, like I don't know why we never bring pickled stuff. Like that stuff lasts forever.
It does, yeah.
I think one of my go-to things with camping trip is, it's going to be so obvious, but it's always like steak because
Yeah.
it's easy to do. You know,
I like the bacon wrapped hot dogs too.
those are good, but I have a problem with bacon wrapped things.
Do you?
The bacon
Why?
never gets super crispy.
It's because you're not patient.
Oh,
Maybe
that is
I'm
one other
not.
thing that I forgot to tell you was in those the ranch or the chicken tinfoil dinners was bacon.
Bacon,
There was bacon in them as well.
and probably a whole lot of butter.
A little bit of butter.
I mean, that's why I make tinfoil dinners with beef and stuff, and a
Yeah.
packet of French onion
Yeah.
soup mix, and then just
I like to make
3 sticks of
I
butter.
like to pre-make shepherd's pies and the mini loaf tins,
Yeah.
and then just cover them in tinfoil and
Get
put
up
them
on that
the
mic. I
campfire.
can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't hear me?
Yeah.
Day
My
one.
back is hurting. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Pull your chair in a little bit.
Yeah, so just the little mini tinfoil loaf pans.
Yeah.
You make shepherd's pie in
Sounds so
advance, and you cover them in tinfoil. Just put them right on the fire.
Sounds amazing.
It's amazing.
What's your favorite go-to camp meal, Kurt?
Oh, just the standard tinfoil dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody could hate that. What do you put in tinfoil dinner, though?
Well,
Just
meat.
depends.
Yeah.
Potatoes,
You-
onions, carrots.
Some sort
Yeah.
of ground meat or
Mhm.
This is a throwback thing that you're all going to laugh at if you know, you know. Do you ever put shrimp in a tinfoil dinner?
No.
nope.
Okay.
Why?
Just wanted to check to see if you'd be crazy enough to do something like that.
I can't imagine it would be bad.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
It could also be very undercooked.
Yeah,
Yes.
or very overcooked.
Or very overcooked
Yeah.
would be more like it.
Very overcooked. Can we tell the Ches story of his grill? Should we tell it, or is it too graphic?
Laura
So-
won't like it.
That's
I
okay.
can tell I won't like
we'll
it.
just breeze over all the poop.
Oh, great. Oh, I think we've talked about this before.
There was one, we went camping. He made Philly cheesesteaks, and for whatever reason, they just hit Kurt and I different, and we had a crazy night.
Yeah, I don't know if we've talked
Crazy
about it on
morning.
air, but
Yeah.
we've talked about
The-
it. Yeah.
They were the only two that
Yeah.
went crazy. The rest of us
I
were
don't know.
fine.
That's the crazy thing about cooking too. Is we cooked a meal in California, and one person out of everybody that ate it was like the next day, like, nope, I've got like crazy diarrhea. I don't feel good. And then they're texting everybody like, do you feel fine? And I'm like, I feel great. I don't know what you ate. It's the same thing as us, but maybe your body's just different.
So I bet it was something you ate before the Philly cheese
It could have been.
that you guys both ate the same of as well.
Like, did we stop somewhere before?
No, I don't think. I think it was the Philly cheese. Sorry, buddy.
I don't
wasn't
think
long
it was
enough for
bad.
that.
No, yeah, it totally was because we ate that and then.
Well, but then when everybody else is fine, that's
And I think it really comes down to everybody having a different digestive system. You know, you never know. Things hit people.
It may
different.
not have been the food at all.
Yeah, true. It could have just
Could have
been.
been just a stomach bug that you
Yeah, you never know.
never know.
Yeah, speaking of bad things to have happen while you're camping is being sick.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Still don't go home though. You're just like, whatever. I'm out in the wilderness. Could be worse.
Yeah.
all I remember is wrecking that toilet in my camper at 3 a.m. and
You're like, I thought that I was gonna wake you up.
Wade
I'm like,
is-
nah, dude.
Wade is literally right next to me in the paper between the paper thin walls. I'm like, man,
I didn't hear any of
I'm
it.
gonna
man.
wake Wade up.
I would have just laughed anyway. I'd been like, that sucks for you. And then 3 hours later, I had the same thing.
Yeah, that's
Like the older I get, the more I appreciate trailers.
Mhm.
And I always thought when I was younger, like, you're crazy, man. Tent camping rules. No, it's nice to have the trailer. Like if it's a little bit,
You just
cold,
can't go
hang
everywhere
out.
with it though.
Not everywhere. True.
Most
and it's-
I
places,
can
but-
go most places.
Oh, see that weird
Not
flex,
everywhere.
that Jeep shit again.
Well, it's a trailer flex.
You're right.
My trailer is designed to go into these off
high clearance.
Yeah.
high clearance to get into these more places where you're not easily going to get,
Mm-hmm.
a regular camper through.
Yeah.
So you can get away from the Subaru crowd.
The Subaru crowd.
No offense to any of you that drive Subarus, but
Oh, dude, out in California, there's tons of them. But there's also tons of Tacomas out there,
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
And tons of Jeeps. There's people that had Jeeps. I'm sure there's some great trails out there, too.
Oh, that was one thing we did multiple days, was just go driving trails.
Just going exploring, man.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
So that's by Tahoe, right?
Yeah, it's about 40 miles or so south of South Lake Tahoe.
What was your most memorable thing on this trip? What that you miss the most right now?
Sunsets
Yeah.
over the, because we were facing west.
I would say stars on any camping trip.
Yeah.
That was a great answer, though. I'm not mad about the sunset
Yeah.
thing.
But yeah, I mean, I got some awesome photos that I'll show you later of the sunset. Just, because we were,
Maybe you could post a couple on Instagram.
yeah. So we were facing west, so you could just, as soon as that sun came down and you get the reflection of, so you still got a little bit of that, what do they call it, twilight hour or whatever.
Yeah.
You get the reflection of the trees off the water
Yeah.
and you get the fire going. It was something else.
Yeah, that sounds like it's awesome.
And another one that I did here, I'll put this out there. So I bought these packets you throw in the fire that make the fire change colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So one of the nights we're out there, and I let a couple of people in on it, and I threw
Threw it in there.
a few of these packs in. One of the people with us was like, I'm seeing colors.
Dude, are you guys seeing this in the fire? You're like, no.
No. Like, there's green and blue and
The classic camp trickery. And that's also part of a good camping trip, I think. Like, if you have kids, I remember going camping when kids are around, you always have to take them on a snipe hunt,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Those
Been on
are
one of
fun.
those myself.
Yep.
Yes, we let it go for a little bit, and I'm like, no. I put some shit in the fire to make it change colors.
I got to go to bed. I'm seeing some
Yeah.
crazy things.
What was
right
in
now.
that dinner?
Yeah, why aren't you sharing that with us?
That's funny.
So, and then like, what? How can you do that?
Yeah, that's funny.
So,
I have so many good memories camping, throughout Utah. You know what I mean? There's always been so many cool places to go, and if you don't go camping, you should at least try it.
Yeah.
I
That's how you
still-
get to see the stars.
yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see more than you ever even thought. You know?
Yeah, that was the other thing. 'Cause the moon, there's basically no moon, and then when there was, it wasn't coming up until
Early. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't coming up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. That's the best.
It really was.
You guys know you'll hear about our camping stories.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories is last year when Kurt made the grill.
Oh yeah, you fashioned the grill out of
Yeah.
the green saplings kind of things. And we cooked steak on that thing.
Yep.
And you gotta have like a little project. You know, you can't just sit around the whole time. I mean, you can.
You can, but
It's beauty of camping. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I know one of our next adventures, one of the things that we were planning to build is a sweat lodge.
That sounds miserable.
I had friends that did that.
I mean, if we were to go camping right now with the temperature, I mean, it's just
Yeah, you just sit outside.
outdoors, the sweat
Yeah.
lodge.
Just you just throw up a tent and we'll just sit in the tent and
We had friends that used to do that in the wintertime up in the mountains in Colorado.
that would be fun.
That would be fun. All right, well, I think that's tapped the keg enough. Right?
Yep.
Do you have anything else, Ches? Do you have anything on your list of lists?
I don't.
Yeah,
I know.
We didn't
I've been
create a
so
good hot sheet this week because we were both out of town.
Yeah, I've been so out of it, because I just barely got back into town Sunday afternoon. So
Well, everybody, enjoy I hope you had a good 4th of July and enjoy your week. Stay cool. Don't get dehydrated. Drink some water.
Don't go to Death Valley.
Don't go
Yeah.
to Death Valley. Yeah.
yeah, did you see where some guy on a motorcycle just died, like riding through?
No.
Yeah,
What?
this guy was just riding through and just died of heat exhaustion going through Death Valley. I believe it was.
I could see
That's
that
insane.
happening.
Yeah, you can't ride fast enough to cool
No.
down.
No.
It's just all hot.
You'd have to.
Why would you even consider that?
There's so many broken down cars from overheating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you
Well,
want to
that's
see the
sad.
pictures that Ches is going to post, we've got our Instagram account, The Weekly Insult. You can just look it up. You'll find us. You can listen on our website. I'm sure you know that. And we're pretty much on every social media thing. So come find us. We're there.
Yep.
And we're reading things. We see you. All right. This has been your Weekly Insult. We'll catch you next week.
Toasty in this room.
Wait, it is like double insulated with the acoustic foam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because you're so hot.